Hey guys, I'm Vice.
I'm small, apparently.
And reasons right here.
Well, normally Reason likes to try to cut me off at some points, but I guess he learned his lesson. But yes, today in our podcast, because we had technical difficulties on Reason's part.
It is not my fault.
Anyway, so yes, we have a special guest with us, either Mini Me or Small, depending on what we are going to call her during this.
All short jokes, of course.
Oh yeah, you're tiny.
You jerks.
Anyway, so, since we had technical difficulties last time, we have our special guest here, and we are going to continue with the talk about conventions and all that entails.
Lots of
You
stuff.
ready? Yeah. You ready? Are you ready for the quote reason?
No, but I don't have much of a choice, do I?
No, you don't. Okay, so today's quote from Vice is: "The only thing that will be remembered about my enemies after they're dead is the nasty things I've said about them."
Oh.
Unless their blood stains the floor, then they're gonna remember that too.
Yeah, but that's if I get a hold of them. If in that reason, I don't really get a hold of them. Anyway, you ready for what we talked about last time? Reason?
To finish off the story of how you threatened me?
Yeah, many times. So to fill in mini here, or mini me, because we don't want mistakes for mini lad.
Yeah, I'm not a dude.
Anyway, so what we were talking about last time was we were talking about the Fanime convention and how we were all in the same hotel and everything like that. To where at the certain point to where I think Reason was putting his arm around me or something like that. Out of nowhere, I just said no, 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 and he backed off. It was funny.
And of course,
and when
Vice had absolutely no
and when
memory of
Reason had his
this.
foot grabbed.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I forgot about that! Oh.
And I
Oh.
had a huge bed all to myself.
she
Oh.
had she had a whole room to herself. While me, Big, and Reason shared a room together. And again,
Well, I didn't exactly ask for the room by myself. You just gave it to me.
yeah, I refused to give up my bed.
Not to mention
That's how
also,
that
you
was.
don't like being touched in your sleep, and well, one's too hot, the other one's too cold, and it just doesn't work out well for anyone in that situation.
Yeah, I like to cuddle.
She likes to cuddle. I do not.
Actually, Vice wouldn't
Anyway,
mind cuddling if the person happened to be made of an icicle.
yeah, I actually bought the other day. I actually bought a pillow cover that actually it's cooling to the touch, so it basically absorbs your heat. So it's just like, oh my god, it's my pillow.
Because
It's
Vice
my
needs to be
life.
get colder. Let's just make sure we don't find one that produces salt.
Eh. But so yeah, and then as Small said, I whenever we were sleeping, I moved my foot, and Reason freaked the fuck out. He
I don't
was
even know
so
what it
scared. He
was.
thought,
I just thought something had run across my foot. I don't know. I was going through like a creepy pasta phase at that time, and like I thought everything was real, and I was a big chicken, and so when that happened, it just freaked me out. I was not okay. Obviously, I was like, okay, that was funny, blah blah blah. Then we went back to bed, and about 2, 3 minutes later, fucking Big, who's a complete dick, might I add, decided to think it'd be funny and legitimately grab my foot.
It was hilarious.
like,
Everyone but me thought it
Small
was funny.
Small was in the other room. I think you screamed loud enough for Small to actually come out of the room.
I
Probably.
did. I did.
You're just like, Small's just like, what the hell is going on? And we're over here like, we fucked him up so bad.
I don't know what I did, but I did something
And
to
I was
deserve
mad at you
this.
guys for leaving me out of the loop.
Yeah. So those were the stories that we had to continue from that. So I guess after that we'll go to so we already talked about the good, about the convention. Didn't really get to the bad, did we?
Well, I mean, the bad basically goes together with the ugly, and the worst thing really is basically lines. That's really the worst of it. Is especially at a big convention when you have to wait in line to get either your ticket or actually get into a panel, which was, well, for the most part, I know that at the larger conventions it was okay if you, because they give you, of course, the booklet to figure out, oh, this is how I want to plan this way and go that way. But the problem is when one happens right after the other, and you gotta hope to whatever divinity you pray to that you get in.
Yeah.
Or wait an hour.
When Big had his ass grabbed.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
That was a thing. Oh, right. That's another ugly part of the convention circuit, is that apparently people think it's okay to sexually harass others.
Yeah.
Oh, especially in like different cosplays, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go mess with that person. But
I just want to see one day someone try fucking with Vice, because I don't think Vice has no problem getting a mugshot taken. I'll just say that much.
I don't, but bring it. Like, try to glomp me. I'll hurt you so bad.
Unless, of course, you look like certain characters, then you might risk being re-glomped back, so, be careful.
Be careful what you wish for, people. But, yeah, with lines, I guess it depends on who you're with. Me, Big, Small, were in a line together. We actually had quite fun in this line together.
Making fun of each other.
Oh, it was so funny because one thing about cosplay is that you can actually roleplay too as the character you were as. I was dressed as Castiel from Supernatural. Small was dressed up as.
I remember what you're talking about.
I don't.
Because you were there.
Yes, but I was never told this story.
Okay, well,
look at that new story time.
So I was again Castiel. I believe Small was Romana that day, and Big was Spain and stuff like that. To where Big was just had the Spanish accent and other stuff like that. To where I was actually. It's just like, because with my Castiel cosplay, I had a bear. Dina Giro, because
Dina Giro.
Dina Giro was adorable, but like, yeah, he had like a little plaid shirt on, to where like I think Big basically just went in the Spanish accent, "What is with the bear?" And I said, in a very monotone Castiel voice, I went, "This is Dean." And so we had this whole conversation. Basically, Spain, there's quotations, was basically saying, it's just like, oh no, you're crazy. How is that, being a different character from a different universe, kind of like trying to understand everything. It was so much fun because we had like this huge conversation about it too.
In a word, fuckery.
Yeah, it was just plain ass fuckery.
Well, Vice, technically speaking, plain ass fuckery is a different topic for a different day. Possibly on the other podcast series.
Fine. Anyway. So yeah, bad can all go with the different, like, the whole thing. We'll talk about bad. We already talked about the food, the diet. Small, what was your diet during different conventions?
Breakfast, and then waiting forever for dinner.
Yeah. Well, in normal things, it's normally like I believe your first convention was AJ,
Yeah.
to where you actually had real food at that one. I had Pocky. And then again,
Well, the only thing I bought was a hot dog.
Yeah.
And then we had Denny's on the way home.
We always have Denny's.
Oh god, when we harassed Big in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Oh, what is wrong with us? Oh.
So,
we have no business ever doing anything.
No, we don't leave anyone alone.
That's also at that convention where we actually had them make rules.
Oh yeah, we set rules, or we had them set ruls.
We did dumb things.
Or I, who was cosplaying as Spider-Man, like not legit I, but this person.
Oh right, I.
So I'm just gonna call him Spider because for that convention, and then
he danced with a chair on the dance floor.
He danced with a chair on the dance floor, and they're basically just like, okay, yeah, that's not a thing that's gonna happen again.
They were like, yeah, you know, we allowed it once, but
later on when they have dances throughout the day, they actually had it on fine print. Don't dance with furniture.
Yeah. I didn't see that one, but that was funny.
That's amazing.
And then there's also the giant circle that we created.
I don't even know how we started with that, but we did something that ended up making a big old circle, and they were like, no,
well,
that's
we started
not
out with just us, and then people kept joining in, and then all of a sudden it's like everybody on the dance floor was in our freaking circle.
Where they're just like, yeah, no, that's not a thing.
No one got hurt.
Yeah,
if we had gotten any bigger, they probably would have.
Yeah.
Was there anyone left to join in? We had so many people, it was ridiculous.
I know, that was so much fun.
And I was the only one who wanted to dance the whole damn time.
Well, you had reason to do the swing dancing because you are insane.
Yes, but even I get tired, believe it or not. I'm perfectly human.
I can go hours dancing. I love it. Oh, that's also when me and Reason had the spotlight on us.
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah, you guys were swing dancing, and everybody was just like, "Holy shit!" Because you guys had swing dancing during school or some shit like that?
Yes.
So we're like, let's be dumb about this, and what happened? We ended up having the spotlight on us. So remember, kids, if you're gonna be stupid, someone's gonna shine a light on you.
Yeah, basically. Ooh. Anyway, so I guess that can go into reasons, and Small's first convention was actually AJ. Again, we're not going to say the name of it because then that way, if we actually do say it, you guys can pinpoint us.
Don't look for me.
Reason's a little bitch that doesn't like to really have anyone look for him.
Thanks a bunch.
Love you too. Anyway, so that goes with your guys' first one. So let's get into the segue of what was the most recent convention you guys have gone to, and I'll answer this too.
Well, the most recent one I went to was WizardCon.
Oh.
And yeah, I remember hearing about this, but Reason doesn't.
If you did tell me, I don't remember.
Did you tell me?
I posted it on the group chat, so it's all you guys should have known.
Yeah, but that group chat kind of got disbanded a long time ago. Anyway, how was your experience with the WizardCon? And
it was very packed, but even though I still loved it, it was my sister's first convention, also my dad's first anime convention. He was kind of tripped out seeing all the weird people there. But it was a lot of fun. They even had a soda booth that if you bought one, you had free soda basically for the rest of the day.
Huh.
And it was like the
Yeah.
old kind of, it was like cream soda. It was so delicious. And I spent more money than I should have, like always.
Well, that's what happens at every
Right,
convention,
right.
because you see things that you like from fandoms that you know.
Which is
I
like,
know, but usually I give myself a limit. I ended up spending $30 over my limit.
well, that's not terrible. At least it like wasn't 100 over your limit.
Which I am very
Oh,
capable
definitely,
of
because there's a bunch of
doing.
stuff I wanted to buy, but I was able to not buy it.
What was that reason?
It's just something I'm very much capable of doing. Which is why at the anime, Vice literally had to put my wallet in her bag to make sure that I couldn't touch it until we made a full circle around the art gallery to make sure that I didn't buy something too soon.
Every Yeah, I had one of those backpack purses, and the moment I felt someone try to touch my backpack, I freaking just turned around and smacked their hand. I was like, no, not
It's
yet.
a good thing that no one actually tried to go for her bag by accident that she didn't know, because that would have been, well...
Because I had your wallet, and I had Big's wallet.
Yes, you did.
And then my wallet was in there too, and I believe Small...
I had my own.
Yeah, you had your own. You, I think, went to go get lunch at that point, or something like that, because you were away from us for a while.
Oh, I never went to go get lunch. I just lost you guys, and then I never found you guys. I was by myself for a few hours.
Oh, until you found us in the art gallery, because I believe my
Yeah.
sister at that point was like cosplaying us.
You guys kind of like zoomed through that whole section. I kind of stand at a stall for a little while looking at everything, and then I'd move on.
Yeah.
What can we say? We were excited about our first big convention.
Yeah, that was like everyone's first big, like huge one. Because AJ was
Or
pretty
we
big.
actually had to go and stay at a hotel for.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so big. Especially since there's just like, oh yeah, this doesn't open until a certain time. It's just like, well, shoot.
Who do you think you are telling me where I can't go?
I think the only thing I regretted not going to at the Fanime was the dances.
Yeah. I heard a lot of people like it was actually pretty good, and like a lot of good cosplay was there too.
They had formal dances. They had ballroom dances. I wanted to go to them so bad.
I know that one thing that was really cool, well, which you probably should avoid Small going to, is the forums, because they had a bunch of pictures from how pretty, like, not only like the cosplay meetups, but also at the dances and stuff. So, I mean, if you wanted to see what you missed out on, you could do that, but you probably shouldn't for your own sake.
Just for your own sanity.
Yeah, I miss ballroom dancing. Oh, I'm going to a ballroom dance in February though. I can't wait.
Ooh, fancy.
That's a party.
What else is there?
We could talk
Oh
about
my God.
people who think that their cosplay is so important that they can crap on people below them.
I think that goes with the bad, and I think we still have some good to talk about.
Do we?
I know
Okay.
You have...
I'm always salty though. You all know. I'm salty about
I still
certain
remember
things.
that bitch that you and Big and I went to. Said she was like a voice from Hitalia.
That's something I was going to
Yeah.
get into.
All right, we're gonna save that one. I want to hear all about. I want to hear Reason turn into Vice. It's one of my most favorite things in the day. It means that I'm getting to him.
It's too much.
But yeah, we'll save that. We'll save that. Let's talk about panels first.
Oh, right.
Like the good panels, like the ones that we enjoyed and like were part of and other stuff like that. Because I can actually talk about the panel.
Which, if somebody can, if any loyal viewers can remember from a specific episode of the book club the fanfiction book club episode, there was a mention of a panel that I was not allowing Vice to talk about, so Vice is going to be very happy to speak of this.
I can actually speak of this. So, the
one that I wasn't able to go into because it was booked.
No.
Yeah,
Not
that one.
That one is actually Fanime. No. She was actually able to go to this
Oh,
one.
right. And then there was
anime.
that one. Oh my, oh god. And there was this one.
We already talked about the other one. Like
One where we had to control Biggin.
No?
No?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
I can't remember.
He was Scotland.
Oh yeah, we had to control him because he was Scotland. Okay, so let's see. We had small as Romana. We had big as Scotland. We had me as Prussia, and then we had Reason as shit.
Italy.
What were you again?
Vampire Italy.
Vampire Italy.
Vampire Italy. That's what it was. Anyway, so we had all of these. So waiting in the line for that one was actually kind of fun because we kind of, made fun of Big.
In other words, Prussia was being awful.
And trying to take a picture of his kilt.
Yeah, careful. Don't call it a skirt.
He'll get offended. Anyway,
we almost managed it. It's just a little bit shadowed, though.
I know, I was so close. Prussia was so close to it. Anyway, so we were in the lines, and then we finally got in because this was a plus 18 convention.
Panel.
Plus 18 panel. So you actually had to show your ID and everything else just to get into this room, and it was so funny because a couple things happened. For one, Reason went up to the mic and asked Germany why he was ignoring him. And the Germany said, "Who are you?" So Reason ran out of the room.
Took out of the room crying. The people on the other side of the door legit thought I was actually crying. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, it's just for show." And they were like, "Oh, okay." We were worried. Because I'm way too extra.
You are. And
a sex dungeon got involved in Germany too.
We can thank Cards Against Humanity for that joke.
I went up to the mic. I want to say two times.
At the very least, two.
The first time I went up, I was asking about Gilbert and how because the other Prussia on the panel actually had a grown-up Gilbert, which there's different things about Gilbert in the forums and panels or different stuff like that. But they had a big chicken to where I kind of looked at the Gilbert. Where I looked at the Gilbert and I just went, so what age does Gilbert grow up? To where one of I think German or no, I can't remember which one it was, but they kind of just asked, "Hey, is your Gilbert 18 years old?" And I was just from all the stuff that he sees at home, he's fine.
Oh my god.
And then the second time I come up, because everyone loves to shit on Prussia. Everyone. Oh, he's not a country anymore. We know, you say it enough. Reason.
Even I was one of those people.
Even Reason was one of those people. So they always shit. They always shit on Prussia.
Vice is salty, everyone.
There was about, I want to say, four Prussias in this room, including me, or something like that.
And one of them was up at the panel, that's for sure.
Yeah, one Prussia was on the panel. There was me. There was a Prussia by a Russia, and then I think there was just so 4 in general. So I went up to the mic, and they're just like, "Okay, so what's your question, Prussia?" So I went up to this mic, and it wasn't even a question or anything like that. I just had
a very
to make
bold statement.
So I just had to make a statement and go, "I don't know about all of you, but personally, I'm inside America's brother." Oh my god.
I remember America tried to come up and get you.
No, legit, chased Vice down. Chased Vice down.
Chased my ass down. There was a certain point where I was about to run out the door, but then I was just like, "Nah, I can actually juke you in here. Let's do this." Oh my god, everyone loved it so much. It was so much fun, and I kind of slammed America down.
Bad advice.
No. That was a great panel. There's quite a other bit of panels, like the fan fiction panels.
That was the plus 18 one, which I'm still hung up on one very particular detail because, so there were two fanfiction panels. One was devoted to just plain fanfiction, and there was another one that was a plus 18 for, the sexual stuff. And there's one thing in my mind from that panel that still continually sticks out in my mind, and it was, if you consider lubricant, think of something different from what's just in your own, general area. So if they're gonna have sex on the beach, suntan lotion is not an appropriate lubricant. And I'm just thinking, who has written this? And why? And I'm scared to think that maybe one day we will come across a story that has suntan lotion as lubricant. Because no! We don't do I'm still hung up on this. One detail.
I mostly just drew during those panels.
It's too much.
Well, the thing is that during these panels, they actually gave us packets because they had multiple panels of the fan fiction, and then
I still have them.
I do too. They have.
There's somewhere in my room.
Oh, I know exactly where they are. During the 18 one, they only had one R18 panel for the fan fiction, and it was you had to get in it, or else you wouldn't be able to get into it again. And they gave us packets where I was going through the packets, and they were reading off these different stuff or saying different stuff, and I was just like, shit, I got more information here than I did with my sexual education class.
That's America, everyone. Oh.
Seriously, they were just oh yeah, this is like this is like this. Oh, if you have a baby, your vagina is going to be different. Okay, hold on, let me write this shit down.
Let me figure out let me catch up. This is good information.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So again, I got more education from that than I did my freaking sexual education class. And one thing is funny because they're just oh yeah, one thing during fan fiction is that if you don't use the same words repeatedly, always change the words. So if you want to say vagina, say pussy or other stuff like that.
Mound. Oh, that word.
Yeah, not a lot of people like that word.
Mound.
To where they're just I kind of just raised my hand at a certain point, and everybody big, small, and Reason were looking at me, and they're just what are you gonna say? To where they pointed at me, and they're just yes, and I was just for Pokemon fan fiction, instead of using vagina, you can say inside out Diglett. It just popped in my head, and I had to say it, or else I was gonna explode.
I'm not okay, everyone.
You heard this before.
Yes, and I probably repressed it for a very good reason. I'm fairly certain I tried to pull your hand down to make sure they didn't call on you.
You were.
How could you?
You were trying so hard. And I think Small was right next to me, so you had to reach over from her.
You're terrible.
Someone was right. Not one of the bring home the mother type of words you want.
No.
I just remembered something from the other panel we were at, the Italian, the yaoi paddle.
Oh my god.
But no, I still think my favorite panel was the improv panel.
Improv?
The one that me and Vice went to. You and Big were at a different one.
Oh, I remember the improv panel. Yeah, that was really fun. I still remember the comedy thing. Me, I think Reason. No, did you go to the comedy?
I doubt it. I probably was nah, I'm gonna go spend money on things I don't need.
Yeah, because like with Fanime, it's actually in the hotel and the convention center. So basically, you had to like walk everywhere and stuff like that.
And also down the street and stuff.
Yeah, one thing though is that you really, really, really need to pay attention to is your phone, because sometimes you will get 20 texts from one person going, "Where the fuck are you?" If you
Which
were
is
not
mostly me, because I was the one who kept getting left behind.
You're not fast.
Because I like to look around at the surroundings. I'm sorry.
We don't do that. One thing is that I can't leave Vice alone, because I know if Vice finds a character that she likes, we may end up getting a lawsuit put on us. Don't be stuffing people into a trunk that's not yours, Vice.
They want to come home with me. They just don't know it yet.
Okay, surprise adoption is not a good defense in court. That's all I'm saying. We've been over this. And don't say that it worked with me, because I escaped, even though I'm currently on the phone with you.
You never can escape me. It's like I can never escape you. Again,
you make me sound like such a bad person. Like, I'm always, like, in your mind telling you to do the right thing, because you should do the right thing.
What?
It's about being loving and kind and joyous, and I can feel you hating me right now through the phone call.
Do you see what I have to deal with, Mini-Me?
Yep. The usual stuff, basically.
Anyway, so now that we've gotten all the good stuff, I'm gonna let you guys rant on the bad.
Crappy people. Crappy people. No.
Getting left behind.
There was this. Okay, I don't want to call her a bitch because I can't call her a bitch because she was little. Well, she wasn't little. She was young, so I'm not about to call her a bitch, but she was acting like a bitch. But I digress. She decided to say, first of all, that, okay, so this was a convention that I was dressed up as 2P Prussia, which is a costume that I'm actually extremely proud of because I think it looks really good. Granted, I actually am putting more work into it, but that's a whole other story. So basically, it first started off where she looked at it and she was like, "That's not right." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? 2P Prussia looks like this because of this reason, and this reason." And she's like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh, you little shit-eating granny. If you were older, I'd say something to you." But no, I couldn't tell, honestly, if she was like 16 or 12. It was impossible. She was short, but acted older, and I was like, crap, how do I handle this? How do I handle being a bitch? Back to her. But she also had this weird, I don't know, delusion that she thought that she was a voice actress on Hitalia, and a little bit of research on IBDM showed that that's definitely not the voice actor she claims to be. Just saying.
Who was she claiming to be?
The voice that says Chibitalia.
For Baby Italy.
Baby Italy 2? You're kidding. Wow, I didn't know that one.
Well, she came up to, is this the one that we went to?
At the mall.
It was just you, me, and Big?
Yeah, at that mall.
Yeah, okay. Well, I remember she came up to me and says, "What the hell are you supposed to be?"
Oh.
And no, she was not 12 or 16. She was in her 20s.
What? She was tiny.
Yeah, she was short. Doesn't mean that she's tiny.
She looked a little 12. Kid. She looked 12.
No?
What were you dressed up at that time?
I was 2P Germany. I did the cuts and everything.
Oh, femme 2P
like I didn't do like the major cuts that I did when we were at Fanime. But I did some cuts on the face, and I did a couple on the arms. I know they weren't as good, because I didn't do the whole glue stick thing, because it was just like a 10-minute job, because I was coming over after work. But still, she comes up to me and says, "What the hell are you supposed to be?"
That's when you look them dead in the eye and say, "Your mother."
Your mother plays card games in hell.
She was not 20. She looked like fucking 12. There's no way.
To me, she looked older. Maybe it's because I'm a short. It's from my perspective, she was a little bit taller than me.
So. Tiny. I was like, I can pick you up and throw you, small thing. That's why I didn't say much, because I thought she
I
was a kid. I was like, okay, she's just delusional. All right.
I don't think I don't think I've ever like experienced that.
Because
If I was
you,
there,
because you literally let this aura of please fuck with me, so I have every reason to fuck with you back. You
well,
want someone to say some stupid shit, so you can make them feel like morons.
Oh, I would have loved to have been there. Let's let's have Vice become
More
near
Vice.
that person. What the hell are you supposed to be? Someone who's better than fucking you. Okay, so we got the recent. We still need the beautiful, unless you just don't want to do that one.
Well, I mean, I was actually gonna get into that, but basically, so
Okay.
one bad thing that still sticks out in my mind is that when you have people who think that just because you made it, you made your costume or your cosplay and all that stuff, that it somehow makes you a better cosplayer than someone who just bought it. I get that there's a meaning to have pride in it, but not everyone has the time or the effort or the talent to do what you do. Like, I thought this was
money to
it's
buy some silly crafts.
it's like I get that you want to be proud of it, but don't look down on someone just because they didn't throw in 20 hours into a costume.
Vice is gonna come into this one and say, just because you made it doesn't mean you get to shit on everyone else's who bought theirs.
Like, you can be proud and you can show it off. Like, hey, look what I did. Oh yeah, this is how I made it. But don't be like, oh. And if someone says, oh, that's awesome, well, I bought mine from this website, and then you can't look at them down like, oh, you bought it? It's like, I will literally destroy you. I mean, granted, I've never bought one, mostly because I'm poor, and I do thrift store cosplay stuff. But,
thrift store cosplay is simple.
But I will never look down on someone just because they bought theirs. Like, what? Well, where do you get off thinking that that's okay, people? Don't do that. We're all supposed to be in this together. It's just supposed to be love and community and having fun. It's not about superiority. Unless, of course, you're actually trying to compete, then I honestly have no opinion on that, because I think that if I was to actually legitimately compete, I might become a monster. And so, yeah, we just aren't going to talk about that.
Hey, we only need one Vice in this podcast. You can only have certain times you can become Vice. During competitions, you are not allowed, because you would be too much Vice.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best to stay nice.
That is my position, and I will fight you for it.
That's something I don't want to do. That's on my list of things in life to never accomplish, to fight Vice.
Oh, I forgot to tell you my latest convention that I went to.
What's that?
It was a 1-day convention. It's called the Cosplay Convention and stuff like that. And I went to help a friend with their business. They run a game store, and so like they were selling games at the convention. But the thing is that we did a group cosplay to where we did Inside Out Emotions. Then we had a Baby Riley and a Bing Bong.
Huh.
And
I didn't know you had a Bing Bong in the group.
Yeah, we had a Bing Bong in the group. It was actually pretty cool. We had a Baby Riley with like a giant teddy bear with its head ripped off, to where, you know, it's the sad Riley, to where she accidentally ripped the head off and she's crying about it. And we have like a whole bunch of pictures of those. And then so the game store owner, she was as joy. We had a sadness, we had an anger, we had a fear, and then we had me as disgust. Which was so much fun, because because we were a group cosplay, a lot of people are just like, oh my god, let me have a picture of that. To where at a certain point we were thinking of actually doing the competition, and I actually styled a wig at this convention. I actually styled Joy's wig, because oh my god, I styled it amazingly. The only bad thing is she didn't really know how to put it on, so like there was a bump and everything like that. It's just like, I styled that.
I worked so hard. How could you?
I worked so hard. So where it's just like, so like at a certain point we were actually thinking of doing the contest and stuff like that. But then it's just like, oh, then who would watch the booth? Because we had the Bing Bong, we had a Riley, we had all of the emotions, and there was one Joy that went up, but she had like this orb that would change colors.
That's so cool.
Like, wow, so cool and stuff like that. But like her Joy was like, her Joy outfit was actually pretty cool. But we also, like, again, we were like a group cosplay, which, like, the other time that I did a group cosplay is with Reason, Big and Small.
We were all Hitalia characters, right?
Yeah, we were all Hitalia characters, but like this one is just like, oh yeah, we have everyone.
Yeah, that one was a little different because it's like there's like that like legitimate like full thread. It wasn't just like, oh, it's all from the same general show. Like this was more of a. It's not like somebody was like, oh yeah, I'm like the dad of this movie. Could you imagine if someone cosplayed their Riley's father?
That would have been funny. But Mustachio. Yeah, and then yeah, like we had to do all the stuff for, or like basically I did basically the styling of 3 different things in this one, to where I did Joy's hair, to where it was actually a long wig that goes to the shoulders, and you know, Joy has actually small hair.
There's that bob, like actually, that pixie cut that goes up.
Yeah, the pixie cut that went up, and I actually made it look like a pixie cut that went up. It was actually really cool. I'm gonna try to find those pictures and send them to you. But yeah, that was the recent one that I went to. I saw a Lapis Lazuli cosplay that like had like actual wings. I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
How'd they manage that one?
It's like a fabric, like a see-through fabric that's blue that has like I want to say glitter spray on it with pipe, or like
some kind of wiring.
Some kind, like, not even wiring. It was things that they held. So it was like poles that they held and like went around and stuff like that. So it was actually really cool.
That is cool.
So that, I think that goes into the beautiful for all the people who have pretty cosplay, and it's just like, I want to take pictures with you and steal you.
Well, yes, that's one of the reasons I actually have this excellent camera, and I have like all these wonderful memories of all these beautiful cosplays. But I think, and I know that Vice is probably going to puke after I say this, but I think the most beautiful thing about conventions and cosplays, what I've found, is that I found myself, I used to think I was very introverted and very shy and like hard to like meet people and discuss, but like when I was at these conventions, I became so extroverted. I was able to talk to anyone so freely, so comfortably, and it helped me not only see, you know, just to be more myself and know that, hey, there's people out there that you can get along with. It's not as hard as it sometimes seems to be. That if you're in the right setting, you can blossom, be happy, and just be whoever you want to be. And that's also one of the beauties of it, is that for a short while, you don't have to be. You say you were having a shitty month and this comes up, you can just be someone else for just a day, and it's wonderful. It's just so liberating. And that's what I found. That's one of my favorite things about it. It's not the hard... I mean, the hard work is awesome. The showing off is great. The buying, all the awesome stuff. The people you get to meet is all fun. But I think that one of the most beautiful things about conventions and cosplay is how liberating it can feel.
Especially if you, like, have, like, antisocial stuff like that. And you see other people who have the same... You know, they're just like, oh yeah, I do, or like you meet a whole bunch of different people and it's just like, oh yeah, I do this for a living, and it's just like, why are you like this then? How are you a nerd? How are you a nerd if you're an accountant? Oh fuck.
Well, they both like numbers.
And stuff like that.
Well, they're supposed to, at least.
Oh yeah, true. So to where it's just like social anxiety and stuff like that. If you go to these, like, even if you have social anxiety, you're gonna see people that you like. At a certain point, I cosplayed as something. I'm not gonna say what it is because I cosplayed as it, and technically my idea.
Oh gosh, I think I know what it is.
and I'm not gonna say what it is because then it's easy to find. But I had people who went up to me and just like, wait, are you this and this? And I was like, yes, I put them together. And they're just like, holy crap, how did I not think of that?
It makes
like,
perfect
you have random
sense.
people coming up to you to take pictures of you because you are something that they're so unique and stuff like that. So where conventions are a great way to make new friends. Conventions are a great way to find like convention families, and convention families will stick with you for all different conventions.
It's just a shame that sometimes they're kind of far, and it's like, no, I want you to come with me to this convention. It's like, but I can't because reality wants to be a bitch.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it, Small?
I like messing around while I'm at them, seeing all the beautiful artwork. I don't really talk to a whole lot of people because I don't talk to people when in crowds. Also like the dancing.
I think that's where you get most of your interaction with people is the dancing.
Yeah, but then you guys drag me around, so I can't go dancing.
Yeah. Hey, you're the one that doesn't want to be doesn't want everyone to get lost, but in conventions there's no way.
Well, yeah, but I expected to have someone with me at least, but you guys just went and fucked off.
Hey, we were looking at the pretty artwork.
And the pretty people, and the really expensive food.
One thing that we need to do is we need to actually schedule another anime convention that we all go to. And stuff like that. And the one fun thing is the convention bingo, or the convention, card things, where you have cards or you have like these different tasks that you have to do at the convention. It's just like, oh, find a famous cosplayer or something like that, and you go find the famous cosplayer and have them sign the card, and it's like a bingo.
I think that is awesome. That is such a great way to be like. It's also a great way to indulge each other's pettiness to see who can get to it first.
I also like when I'm able to get into spell fights with Gryffindors.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
that is right.
Anyway, so let's, I guess, wrap it up.
Yeah, okay. So, I'll just, ka-chink.
How you doing there, Small?
Good.
Okay. So, we've basically covered all of the major types.
Really, we've ended on a pretty good note, unlike last episode where we had horrible technical difficulties. It's actually a longer episode this time.
And you guys actually got to meet one of our friends.
One of who we talk about.
Is probably going to be part of quite a bit of other podcast series in this one. If we talk about Harry Potter, you're going to be the first one in. Small.
Harry Potter is mine.
Basically, it would just be Vice and me just sitting here while Small here just lessons all y'all on what Harry Potter really is.
I'll have to reread the books because my head's filled with fan fiction, so I have to make sure all my
you actually have canon stuff in your mind.
Yeah, because well, I know what happens in the book. But I just need to make sure I memorize all the names, because I don't want to end up naming an OC from a fan fiction.
Could you imagine?
I would be pissed with myself if I did that.
And it would be on the internet forever.
Again, if we really like a Harry Potter fan fiction, we'll like bring your ass into it too.
Watch it be real funny that she'll say, "Oh, I already read this one." Oh, of course you have.
Well, then you'll have a lot to talk about in the next episode.
Which, relevantly speaking, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the other podcast series we have. I'll be leaving links in the description. Also, on that, be sure to hit that like and subscribe, because we are like whores and we need subscribers. And also, of course, with the other ones, I'm a like... yes, I'm the like whore. Okay, it's true. It's true. I have a serious problem.
Especially when you see when Vice gets more likes than you.
We aren't giggling about that.
Sure, yeah, let's giggle for something else.
So I guess I will be giving a quote, hopefully as a slight bit of revenge against Vice for what Vice did to me. Alright. So, to have a quote of love, life, and freedom. What light is to eyes, what air is to the lungs, what love is to the heart, freedom is to the soul of man. By Robert Greene Ingersoll. I can't pronounce last names.
But air can kill you if it's carbon monoxide.
Yes, but that's a gas, not the air that we know, which is the combination of carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, other good things that we breathe.
It is a combination of all that stuff, just in a different combination.
Yes, but it's
not... I like having Small on here. She can like carry you down with me.
I'm gonna need to find myself someone to be a secondary reason.
Good luck. You're surrounded by assholes.
This is very true.
And with that,
bye everyone. This is the new thing. This is the new face of things. This might be the end of my life.
Again, I'm Vice.
I'm Reason.
I'm Small.
And that's Small. And welcome to Openly Opinionated.
Bye everyone.